Let's move toward question 76. The energy of a quantum states is primarily dependent upon the quantum number. एनर्जी लेवल्स के लिए हम प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर को स्टडी करते हैं जिसका सिंबल n है. The two electrons in a helium atom, helium in 1s orbital has electron with opposite spin. There are no expected lines absent from the spectra of, so best option will be hydrogen. Molecule whose charge distribution is not perfectly symmetrical is called. Such molecules whose charge distribution is not perfectly symmetrical are known as polar, whereas equally shared charge symmetry molecules are called non-polar. Water is an excellent solvent because of molecules are polar. There is a typing mistake. So originally question was all of the ions that passes through crossed electric and magnetic field without deflection has the same speed relative to the sum of the masses of its constituent nucleons. The mass of a nucleus is, the mass of the nucleus is always less than the total mass of all the protons and neutrons making up the nucleus. Yukawa's theory suggests the nuclear force arrived through the exchange of. Yukawa was a Japanese physicist who predicted the existence of mesons. According to him, the nuclear forces are due to the particle called meson. The tunnel effect make possible tunneling has been observed seen in theory of alpha decay, where classically physics cannot explain how the particle with energy up to 12 mega electron volt can penetrate through the Coulomb barrier of 20 to 40 mega electron volt. So it was due to tunneling effect that alpha particle can escape such a potential well. A nucleus with an excess of neutrons may decay radioactively with the emission of. So when you have more number of neutrons, there will be emission of electrons. For more number of protons, there will be emission of positrons. The first phase of a nuclear reaction involves the formation of. There is a formation of compound nucleus in between the reactant and the product. Which of the following elementary particles, the one that never decays in free space, is? Among these options, proton will be the most stable and it will not easily decay in free space. Unstable elementary particles heavier than the protons are called. Elementary particles that are heavier than the proton are known as hyperons. Quantity not always conserved in the decay of elementary particle is strangeness number, electrical charge, lepton number and baryon number will remain conserved during a decay. The grid is moved closer to the cathode without changing anything. The amplification factor of the valve will. By placing the control grid closer to the filament cathode relative to anode, a great amplification results. On making grid potential excessively negative, plate resistance will be. So if the grid potential is excessively negative, then cutoff region is achieved and no current flow in plate. Hence plate resistance become infinite. In an amplifier, maximum voltage gain is obtained when the load resistance is equal to. In ideal case, for the maximum voltage gain, the output will be open circuit and resistance will be infinite. The temperature coefficient of resistance of a semiconductor is. There are some substances like germanium, silicon, whose resistance decreases with increase in temperature. These substances has negative temperature coefficients. For rectification action, we use diode. AC plate resistance of a diode valve saturation is. For the plate resistance, Rp will be dV over di, and we have a saturation, means current will be constant. So say current will be 0. So something 0 results will be infinite. The LDR becomes essential when operation amplifier used as a best option will be night switch. LDR, light dependent resistance. Which of the following is not the basic operation of Boolean variables? OR gate, NOT gate, AND gate. These are the operations of Boolean algebra where a yes operation is not the basic operation or belongs to the Boolean algebra. A will be the best option. A forward bias PN junction practically offers. For forward bias PN junction, the value of resistance forward is only a few ohms. A solid state detector basically, a solid state detector is a specially designed PN junction operating under a reversed bias. So these answers were best to my knowledge. This was the 2015 PPSC solved paper.